They're off for the Unibet Champion Hurdle of 2023, and Not So Sleepy jumps off in front. The hooped sleeves lead into the first of the 8 scheduled flights. I Like to Move It, Maroon Jacket right alongside and jump through to take the advantage. Constitution Hill, meanwhile, Nico de Boinville, white jacket with a black cap, tracks the leading pair on the long run down to the second of Vauban, pink silks on his inner, and then Jason the Militant in a brown and white jacket. State Man held up last but one. Yellow sleeves of Paul Townend, and Zanna here and Davy Russell, the red cap, looking on, and they're still about a furlong and a half away from flight 2. And it's I Like to Move It and Sam Twiston Davies leading up to Not So Sleepy and Johnny Burke. Constitution Hill, Nico de Boinville a close third. Vauban tracks them in 4th place under Danny Mullins, Jason the Militant and Joe Williamson next, then State Man and Paul Townend and Davy Russell and Zanna here, and I Like to Move It hops neatly out over flight 2. So swinging up the hill, they go on the incline, and Constitution Hill is just sent up by de Boinville to put a bit of pressure on I Like to Move It. 3 parts of a length between the leading pair. They stride a couple clear now to Not So Sleepy and Vauban, who dispute third. Jason the Militant races next. State Man is very patiently ridden and has only Zanna here behind as they crest the rise and begin to descend towards the third. And having briefly gone up to the quarters of I Like to Move It, de Boinville reins Constitution Hill back once more. Not So Sleepy and Vauban continue to track them with Jason the Militant. And then State Man with the yellow sleeves racing on the far side. And Zanna here, although last, is firmly in touch. I Like to Move It joined by Constitution Hill. It was very slick, very nimble there. And they move on towards the 4th. The leading pair now inseparable. Not So Sleepy with the hoop sleeves racing on the far side of Vauban. Then State Man and Jason the Militant, and lastly Zanna here. So into the wings of flight 4 they go in the Unibet Champion Hurdle. And it's I Like to Move It to Constitution Hill, who again wasted no time in the air. Very neat, very economical. State Man is being sent closer now. He's moving up onto Constitution Hill's tail, and only 2 lengths off the lead as they approach halfway. Vauban against the rail, working across to Jason the Militant. Not So Sleepy has slightly lost his position. Last but one and outside Zanna here. Flight at the top of the hill. Constitution Hill right alongside I Like to Move It. They're being slipstreamed by State Man of Vauban against the rail and Jason the Militant, belying big odds at this stage between horses. Couple lengths away to Zanna here and Not So Sleepy. Now the downhill run towards the third last in the Champion Hurdle. I Like to Move It has got Constitution Hill right on his shoulder. In 3rd place, Vauban, accompanied by State Man. Jason the Militant now being ridden along, Not So Sleepy. Zanna here, the red cap, in behind as they close in on the second last. I Like to Move It, Maroon Jacket. Constitution Hill alongside. De Boinville still sitting quietly. Townend, the yellow sleeves, in behind, stalking his rival on State Man. Vauban is still bang there, pink silks. Zanna here, the red cap in touch. Russell just beginning to work away, and Constitution Hill bounds to the front at the second last. He lands 2 lengths ahead. State Man is now moving off in pursuit. Vauban in third as I Like to Move It weakens away, and it's Constitution Hill sweeping around the final turn. Now he's asked to go. De Boinville asks him to quicken. He takes 5 lengths out of State Man, who's giving game chase. Constitution Hill from State Man and Vauban. The final flight in the Champion Hurdle. Constitution Hill, hold your breath. He's long and he's over clear from State Man, who's chasing, but he's chasing his shadow, and it's Constitution Hill, one of the hurdling greats. Ease close home. Constitution Hill, simply breathtaking, wins the Champion Hurdle in a rout. From State Man in second and Zanna here in third and Vauban 4th.
I have Michael Buckley. He's just seen Constitution win the Champion Hurdle, Constitution Hill win the Champion Hurdle, as we all expected, as we've been expecting for 12 months. Now that you've actually got it, how is it feeling for you?
It's funny how you can sort of play those things in your mind that, you know, won by all that distance last year, but I must say that I found it quite pressured, actually. So it's a relief. And it's really all these people who love this horse cheering Nicky and me coming through that tunnel. I got quite tearful. It's really wonderful.
I'm not surprised you got tearful. This is an absolute horse of a lifetime, isn't it?
Oh, without any doubt, yes. Without any doubt. He kind of does it for fun in a sort of strange way. I think he thinks, when the way he jumped in the straight at Newcastle, and again today, sort of fires himself off over a hurdle. Nico had absolutely nothing to do with it. And fortunately, he's got a good jump in him, so he got over. But I think he likes to show off a bit.
Well, we like to see that. We like seeing him show off. You mentioned the pressure. When was it starting to build? Is it the likes of us, talking about how great he is already and what he might be able to achieve? Is that what was piling on the pressure from your perspective?
Well, I think it's more that kind of his university. Everybody thought this would be a doddle, really, and also I got to the point where I thought, well, if he only wins by half a length, everyone's going to feel that they've been let down. Anyway, that didn't happen, thank goodness. So I don't know what he did win by, but it was. He's such a cool dude. I mean, I spoke to Nicky at 12. He was fast asleep in the box here. He's got the perfect temperament to be a good horse.
Now, Nico described you as a maverick in his winning interview, and he wondered, as we all do, what you're going to do with this horse. Do you want to win another Champion Hurdle? Do you want to win a Champion Chase? Do you want to win a Gold Cup? What would you like to do?
Well, I just think that it's very easy in life. I mean, actually, it wasn't available to me as a person to always do the obvious, because the obvious would have been that I'd have been stuck down up to my ankles in mud in a farm in Sussex or something. So I think that, well, the obvious things are we could come back next year and go hurdling and try and do the same thing again, or we could chance our luck in chasing. I did have lunch with, because he let the cat out of the bag down there. I had lunch with Nicky last Thursday, who'd asked me on Boxing Day what did I want to do, and I said, I'm not really sure, Nicky. Although I did say last year it would be fun to try and emulate Dawn Run. Anyway, what do you want to do? And he said, well, all the obvious things. And I said, there is another thing we could do. And he said, what? And I said, well, we could run in the Ascot Gold Cup. How about that? So anyway, he said, oh, I hadn't thought of that. But anyway, I don't know what we'll do. I think all being well, we'll go to Aintree because there's a nice gap till that, and then see what dreams we can have.
We will be asking you the question again, but it's just to reflect for a moment.
Don't take that too seriously about Ascot.
Well, yeah, I won't, but it is extraordinary that you even bring it up, and it's extraordinary that I've listed those 3 races, and you've kind of gone, yeah, there are possibilities. I mean, this is an extraordinary horse.
Well, what's amazing about him is that he's still so young. He's only 6, and actually his birthday is not 6 till the end of this week, I think. So he's done a hell of a lot for such a young horse, and you know about jump horses better than me. The chances are he'll be even stronger next year at this age. So right now the world's his oyster. I hope it stays that way.
And it's so exciting, I think, for everyone gathered here today, for racing fans who, again, Nico mentioned, and yourself, you're a racing fan. What a fantastic day it is. I'll let you enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Speed on to Aintree, and I look forward to speaking to you again.
That would be fun. Yeah, I'd like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks.
Well, we've been crowning him the Champion Hurdle winner for 12 months now, and now Constitution Hill is the Champion Hurdle winner, and Nico de Boinville was on board. Now, I thought you were going to keep it simple. Did you think it was going to be as simple as that?
I thought it turned out, we always had a plan just to do that, and then you could go backwards and forwards according to how you wanted to do it. You just didn't want to get into trouble. And I wasn't quite sure what the Willie Mullins camp was going to do, and so it was interesting to me when Vauban lined up. I thought, oh right, what have we got here? And then I saw State Man was tracking me. So then, yeah, and Sam Twiston set some lovely fractions there, and it just meant I can just stop, start, because his jumping actually took me there all the time, and it just meant I could use the hills just to fill him up again, and he was, I didn't see one at the last, but he did. So I had visions of like Annie Powell, I was like, oh, well done. Yeah, he knows better than me.
That was the only heart-in-mouth moment from our perspective.
Yeah, but in actual fact, because he was on his hocks, he was able to elevate up and out of it. So
everywhere, he just did what you wanted him to do.
Yeah, he was foot perfect everywhere. Yeah.
And I've said that all season we've been expecting this, haven't we? And I know you take pressure very, very well. I mean, extraordinarily well, Nico.
Yeah.
How has it been for you that year?
It's been great. You know, obviously you wanted to get through all the sort of preliminary races. You know, the Fighting Fifth we had a great reception up there. Then the Christmas Hurdle, and then in actual fact, sort of 2 weeks coming into this, I decided just to switch off all the your voice and things like that, just because it was all just white noise and it was just getting it's just ridiculous. Everyone was talking about it, so thought we'd just focus on ourselves and focus on what's going on at Seven Barrows. And Sean, who rides him every day, has done a fantastic job. The governor's got him in great order, and I think he's proved to everyone, you know, what a fabulous racehorse he is. And absolutely delighted for Michael and Islay. You know, they've got a fabulous racehorse on their hands, and Michael's put so much into the game. He's a real sort of maverick owner in that he'll try new things and try anything. So where we go now, I don't know.
Well, that's going to be an exciting thing. I'm going to put that to Michael. Where would you like to go?
Well, I don't know. He could do anything. I'm sure we'll probably try him over a fence at some point, but I guess we don't want to pigeonhole him just as a hurdler. You know, he could be anything.
And I take it he's never tried a fence yet?
Not since he's been at ours, obviously, from his point-to-point days,
Yeah.
but I think he'd be good over a fence.
You'd like to ride him over a fence?
Well, it's interesting. As racing fans, that's what you want to see, isn't it?
Hugely. I'm so glad you said that, because that is what this horse is, isn't he? I mean, he could go on to ride an extraordinary career.
Exactly. You know, I find in recent years horses tend to get pigeonholed a bit too much. You know, and you know, bar for Heen, you know, it could be interesting, and he's still so young.
And you know, quite often the question here would be: is he the greatest horse you've ever ridden? I'm assuming, despite the fact that we can list Sprinter Sacra and we can list Altior and even Coney when he was great when he won the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is the best horse you've ever ridden.
Look, all those horses are fantastic in their own right, and they all belong in their own era. And I don't like to do that. And this is my first Champion Hurdle and my first proper top class 2-mile hurdler. And today he was fantastic, and I don't think anything would get anywhere near him.
Now, other people will put numbers on it and that kind of thing, and obviously the Supreme was set up to deliver that brilliant performance last year. From your perspective, where would you fit that performance there with everything else? Because it seemed to me he was doing it all in second gear.
Exactly, it was all very smooth. I mean, you saw him, as soon as he hit the front, he pricked his ears, and then it's, come on, let's go and, you know, go and do the business. But he's so straightforward, and you know, these Blue Brazils, they all seem to bring that element of mental fortitude to them, and he takes it all in his stride. You saw him going up the parade, he's got his ears back, he's just so relaxed.
And I saw him coming in, and obviously everybody is gathered around him. He just doesn't turn a hair at all.
He nearly tripped over on the walkway back in, honestly. He's that. Yeah.
And a word for Nicky Henderson. I mean, he has made this race his own over the years. He is brilliant at preparing a champion hurdler. How has it been to watch him bringing Constitution Hill to the boil for this?
I love watching him with any of his horses, you know, and he's just an absolute master of getting them to peak at this time. And I just love being in the yard and enjoying the ride, and it's fantastic to watch him and knowing that I could never do that or have that sort of intuition and that instinct.
I don't think you should do yourself down at all, because I mean, everyone had so much confidence in the ride that you were going to give. Where do you get that unflappable temperament from?
You just try and enjoy it and relax, and yeah.
Well, you're writing history. Congratulations, Nico.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Subscribe to Racing TV's YouTube channel now to watch more great races like this.